Hello and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are going to be joining me on this live, and those of you who will see this on the playback, I am going to be playing for you a video where Carlishia Hood and the witness that actually filmed the incident. I'm going to be playing for you an interview where both of them speak out, and the witness is going to be giving some very important information as to why this case ended up the way it did. Of course, we saw that right away there was a rush to judgment. But this woman who is being hailed as a hero right now, her video is absolutely what the Most High used to get Carlishia and her son out of the situation. It's a very emotional interview, rightfully so. Something very amazing happened. Two people were set free. She was there. She's going to tell about how all of this went down. Okay, and it is amazing. It is amazing, and I'm so glad that this has turned out the way it has. I want you all to sit back and take a listen at this very emotional interview. Both of them, at some points during the video, both of them break down. Okay. Again, rightfully so. So I'm going to go ahead and share this video with you. I'm doing this very early in the morning too, by the way, so many of you will see it on the playback. But take a listen at how this story unfolded, how these two speak out. They are being interviewed by a local Chicago activist, and I'm so glad this case is getting the attention that it needs. So without further ado, here is this amazing interview.
This is your boy H00D, aka Black. Tonight we're gonna be honored to actually hear from first-hand witness who was actually in the facility of the restaurant when this now viral moment has happened. Her name is Rahima Lewis. She is nothing short of a hero, and it is because of her selfless bravery that we were able to see something that we probably would have never seen in our lifetime. We finally got to see a black woman get justice in America for something that they tried to railroad her in. But because of the selfless bravery of Rahima Lewis, that didn't happen.
Shero. And it is so amazing to me that black women stood up for a black woman. So here we go. Here you all. This is Rahima Lewis. Can you kind of sort of walk us through that night?
Okay. And I was on my way home with my friends. They wanted to stop. My friend and my cousin, they wanted to stop and get something to eat. So we stopped at the Maxwell on 116th House. When we got out the car and we was proceeding into the restaurant, the young lady and the man was already arguing when I got there. So they was arguing when I got there. She was explaining to him something about the line. He kept on trying to get her to shut up. Like, if you don't shut up, I'm sure my grandma kept on being, aggressive with her. She was never aggressive. Let me get that part straight. Always stay calm and maintain herself. She never got aggressive. So he kept on being, telling her to be quiet, shut up. So she was, I guess her son had walked in at that point. And that's when you guys can hear in the video, her telling her son to go to the car. And once she said go to the car, y'all hear him say, go to the car, say one more thing, I'll hit you on my grandma. And that's when he hit her. And everybody pushed me out the door and my phone fell on the ground where I fell too in my phone. So.
Wait. Now, I didn't even know that. So you saying that the people who panicked pushed you down?
Yeah, they pushed me down. I broke my phone, so I can't use my phone unless I got my
Stylus.
My stylus.
Oh, you do got Android. You fancy. So basically you was in there trying to get food. You saw this incident. What made you record?
I don't know. And I usually don't record. He was so aggressive. He was like, I don't think he was himself that night. I really don't. He usually, I'm telling me, I would rather say something like, could you calm down, leave her alone? But looking at him, it was nothing I could do with that man. Because he was so angry. I believe if I would have said something, he probably would have attacked me too. So at that point, all I can do was pull out my phone and record.
So when I talked to you, you talked about having witnessed this having recorded it, and 6 or 7 days later, you said you watched something on the internet that also motivated you to share it. What was that?
All the comments, how they was bashing that black woman, my son, like they was just this, like she just sent her son in the restaurant and said, just shoot a random person. Just like she was this bad mother. And we, as black people, we get painted in that light all the time. And as a black woman with black boys, I would not.
And so you said, I gotta share this.
I would do it again because they always tell us to be quiet. Everybody, they got us in so much fear. I don't fear nothing.
I love that.
Nothing.
I love that.
Nothing. Because I would want anybody to do the same act for me if me and my son was in that situation.
Everything you saw as it relates to people saying she told her son to come in there, she was trying to be a man and be combative with him. These are things, no, you didn't see none of this.
No. All the lies where they said told him to kept on. No, I never heard that. See, I'm gonna tell y'all better stop believing everything this internet tell y'all. Because baby, I keep telling y'all, fake news. And if you don't believe, you hear it from the horse's mouth. Fake news.
Is there anything else that you would say or would want to say?
No, that as black people, we need to stick more together.
Yep.
Yes.
Because Cal is not going to get us nowhere. There's too many of our black kids out here getting killed. It's too many. It's like we're at war with ourselves. We're at war for what? We all out here trying to survive. But we hate each other so much. And I don't understand that. And I'm a stick and I'm a ride for man all the time.
That's amazing. When you shared the video, what did you think it was going to do?
What I didn't think it was her. I just wanted justice for that young lady and her son. That's all I was thinking about. And I'm going to be honest. The person that was on my heart the most was that child.
Yes.
I have sons. I have a son that's locked up right now that I'm trying to get out. Right now, that's going through the same thing in jail. Right now. And I would want somebody to do it for me. I want to touch and hug my son right now.
Wow.
You understand? I'm a mother.
About her son, he was portrayed like this kid that just did this. He was like a thug. What did you see with the son? Talk about the son, what you saw.
Oh, when I did my background check and everybody telling all the things he have accomplished, how he was just graduated from grammar school on his way to high school. No, I couldn't allow that. That boy ain't even finished living. No, he deserved a chance. Because he a hero, because he helped save his mother's life.
Yes.
Because honestly, looking back on that situation at night, I don't think that young man would have stopped. Because he kept on. It just went like a one hit and leave it alone. It was monster. And he what any son would do for their mother. That's a man's instinct to protect his mother and his sister. A woman, period.
I heard that the place was packed. Like it was a lot of people.
The place is what?
Was it a lot of other people there that could have possibly intervened?
No, it was the young lady that was arguing. The guy that she was arguing with, it was an older man and back to her. Then it was another older man and back to her. Then it was the young lady I was with. Then it was me. And then it was the girl on the side that I think the young man was with. The one that y'all heard in the video saying he told you to shut up. I think he was with him.
Okay.
So that's a total of 2 men, me, 6 people? 6 that we know. It wasn't crowded, no.
Okay.
Not at all. Not nobody there that could have got that man off of her. No. Because the 2 men that was in back of her, they was old. Like one had looked like he was about in his 80s, and the man that was behind him wasn't that much younger either. Then you got 3 girls in there.
The one thing that I love about you is that you never was looking for credit. Even when I called you, you was not looking for credit. But I wanted to tell you on this live, and I'm pretty sure everybody on this live feels the same way, what I told you on the phone. You a hero. A Shero.
I got rewarded when God allowed me to help him. That was the biggest award he could have gave me, to allow that mother and that child to walk away and have a second chance.
But do you understand that there's so many people who, even myself, we might have done our little parts, but do you understand that because you did that brave thing, that this family was released? God really did use you for that, right?
Mm-hmm. I know, because I was trying to get home all that night. I even called my son to try to pick me up when he won't come. I knew I felt something was going on that night. I knew it. And I wanted to get home bad. I even called my son, he won't come get me. nobody would come get me. So that's how I ended up there. Because I would have went home. I wouldn't have been in that situation if my son would have picked me up. I look at it that God wanted me to be there because he knew I was going to do the job that he needed me to do.
This is a question that someone asked me to ask you. What do you think that we as a community can do to heal how we handle each other, how we view each other, heal our situation? What do you think?
I think we need to learn how to deal with our emotions. People don't know how to deal with their emotions. And I can be honest, it's something that I'm working on. I used to be that girl, somebody say something to me, yeah, but people that don't know how to deal with their emotions. And start being a little more kind to us, to our neighbors and stuff. I've been living on this, where I live in for years. And this word have became to make us so distant. I mean, we grew up, we all helped each other on the block. We cleaned up together, we cooked together. Like, this generation is just, I don't know. It's so much hate.
So, Rahima, I wish that I could have had you come to my house, but I couldn't get you to come to my house. That's okay, but I know that you all were able to talk on the phone, but I want to show you somebody really quickly. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Hey, don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. Because I've been looking for you. Don't make me cry. What up?
I see y'all. Oh my God.
She gonna make me cry on here, and I've already been looking crazy, balling my face up in tears. Rahima, you can't even imagine how thankful I am for you. You hear me? Me and my son. I really appreciate you. Okay? We could have still been in there fighting this. Coming out of 70, 80,000 for attorneys, trying to figure it out. I thank God he used you. She's gone. I know you still hear me. The video gone.
And she on there doing the ugly cry. I'm not gonna put her back on there because Rahima doing the ugly cry.
I'm sorry, I'm an emotional person.
No, it's okay, girl. It's okay to cry. What
I'm glad that I was able to be this close. My relationship with my boys is everything. I love it.
It's
And they
okay.
love their mom, and they'll do it for me. They'll protect me just like your son will do you. And I'm glad he did what he did for his mom.
Well, I'm definitely gonna be calling you because like I said, you are a hero.
Most definitely. Okay, Shero.
Shero. I keep saying I'm so sorry. You are a
Not the hero, you the Shero. I was the victim.
Take care of your son. Hug on him. Love on him for me.
Girl, did you see that video? Even though I didn't want it posted, I'm like, goodness. But yes, trust me.
Love on him.
Trust
He's an
me.
amazing son, and I promise you, God ain't done with him. I promise you.
Thank you so
He's an
much.
amazing boy. I seen that myself. I know. See, I still remember God don't understand, but I'm telling you, your son is amazing. He ain't done with him, baby.
Thank you so much. And I'm doing the best that I can raising him. So
Yeah,
only God
you love
knows.
him.
And that's why I'm here too. To thank you, of course, for what you did for us, and also to just talk a little bit to the people because I was bashed and everything. So I thank you for having that heart. Like, this ain't her.
Yes.
You know, you done probably looked at the page a little bit and was like, nah, this is not the type of mother that she is, that they creating her to be. And I thank you for that. I was in jail crying my eyes out when I heard it's another video released, going viral. I'm getting chills again.
Oh, girl.
Right.
I stay down the street and they play to this black woman, this son. Oh, no.
And I think that's Rahima, that's the one part that I really appreciate you for acknowledging. She was never aggressive.
Thank you.
Never aggressive. So, Rahima, I'm gonna.
People that was out there and want to say what they want to. You had to be there. Just like I was with my coach, you had to be there to understand she was never aggressive. You can see it in my video.
Well, I'm gonna.
You never see her.
Rahima, because they can't see you, and I really, really want you to know I appreciate it. I'm gonna be contacting you again.
Please message me back on Facebook. I got all my people tagging your name, so I got something for you as well.
We got a mother that I just absolutely love, Mama Hood. We got a family here, and I just thank them for coming and visiting me and trusting me with this moment. But here it is, right here on our screen, Carlishia Hood. I will not ask her tell the stuff again because she's still traumatized. There's still a lot that it's really hard to, and I don't want to try to keep making her relive the moment.
But what I do want her to do, and I asked her to do this, is I just want to know what you went through as it relates to when you were in jail, how that affected you.
Oh, man. Oh, Lord. So, I mean, from the beginning, I didn't think that I was even going to be arrested. Of course, I felt that they were going to hold me, at least for a few. But for the most part, just the whole experience, I've never been in jail. I've never been, locked up or anything. So just the whole experience, just to have to soak that in and at the same time be away from my child, knowing that my child was also going through the same thing with me was a very terrible feeling for me. So in that moment, the whole time I was just like in like shutdown stress mode. I had a face mask on because I really didn't want to be visible at that time, and you all can't imagine.
But this was traumatizing.
Very traumatizing.
And you were toiling, and I'm only reason why I'm saying this is because one thing I do understand that there are things that are going on in court. We're not going into no details. This is why I asked her to come on this live, because number one, I wanted her to hear Rahima, but number two, I wanted y'all to see a little bit of what we've been watching in the background. Y'all allowed the media to give you a narrative, and everybody was tossed with their opinion. When she was free, she was free. But do y'all understand that in an overwhelming sense, everybody been telling her, do this, do that, do this, do that, go here, go here. And she been trying to figure out what's the best thing to do. And then she went on there and she was advised to, they filed the paperwork. But what I watched y'all do again is almost re-victimize a woman who is suffering, because the village keep on forgetting our role. We have to protect our women and our children. Yeah. So in emotional turmoil, she done shut down so many times since I've been talking to her, crying and going through all these emotions. I said, you can and tell them how you felt. I refuse to let y'all make her suffer in silence. Her whole world and her son's world have been turned upside down. So now look at the woman in her face. This is the thing that really, really disturbed me. What as it relates to your child, how did you feel? You can't do it, you can't do it. It's okay, you don't have to.
Nah, I'm okay.
As it relates to your child, what did you say you felt?
Could you repeat
when you was in jail, when you were arrested, the thoughts about your son, what were those?
I can't even. So the whole time, like I said, I wasn't even thinking about my process at that moment. I was just thinking about my son, because my son is not a bad kid. My son don't hang around other crowds of kids that's out here participating in all these negative things, and that could possibly put him in a situation to endure that situation he was in, being locked up. So just the fact that I knew my son, number one, watching him be arrested in front of me, put in handcuffs, getting his shoestrings, took out his shoes, and how he was being handled during that time, and to be separated from me. I've never been separated from neither one of my kids, and to see us have to go in separate rooms, that was a very terrible situation for me to have to endure. And then just sitting in that room, not knowing if they were trying to come interrogate him without me, even though I knew that they couldn't, but I didn't know, even just going in there asking, hey, you want some water or whatever. So, but for the most part, just the whole, I couldn't imagine what my son was dealing with, even being in detention.
The thing that she said to me that broke my heart is that this woman who's been a victim of this situation said, I don't know. I sit here wondering if I'm going to ever see my son again and be able to touch and hold her son again. What I'm going to ask you all to do for me is a huge favor. Love on this family in this very difficult moment. I've had the honor of meeting your son. He is amazing. You did an amazing job. Let's love on her in this very, 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 very tough time. Is there anything you want to say?
First of all, of course, yes, to the people. I know the first video went out, and I'm not going to go into details, but I do appreciate everyone that, knew me and didn't know me, and just was kind of fighting for our situation with the little bit of information that you all had. I just truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all.
I'm going to ask y'all black women to do me a huge favor if you don't do nothing else. Protect this sister at all costs moving forward. And if you all can, listen to me. We got to
make sure that we help them in this transition. So if you are contributing to them, contribute to them through her directly. Reach out to her, contribute to her directly. I'm not going to put their business out there, but I'm going to tell y'all, this is not an easy lift for this family right now.
No, it's not.
This young man he is here, but I'm not putting him on camera because y'all, it just doesn't need to happen. But if y'all had the opportunity and the honor of meeting her son, you will be blown away at the intelligence and the brilliance and the innocence, and let her know that we love her like the black queen that she is. And I'm telling you this on the record. She never did anything to put a child in harm's way. Stop those lies. She never told him.
Never text him.
She never texted him. She never called him. She never asked him to do anything. She protected her son. She told him to go to the car. And the thing that is craziest to me.
For a fact, a big fact. And if anybody who truly know me, okay, my kids are my everything. I wouldn't dare have my son. I already knew something was off, but like I said, for the most part, I would never put my kids in a situation like that. Neither one of them. I didn't even want my son to witness it. That's why I said go to the car, because he overheard the argument, and that was that.
She was never she never in her tone, and she never done any of that. And we're done. I hope something was said that added value to your life, you all. Chicago, we love you. In America, sometimes we be tripping. Goodbye.
Okay, everybody. I really appreciate how respectfully this brother handled this interview. He handled this so respectfully. At the end, when our dear sister Carlishia broke down, this brother ended the broadcast ASAP. He ended it. Now, when these two women saw each other, of course, one was there present and the other was through some type of FaceTime. When they saw each other, the witness broke down. Okay, this was a very powerful interview because what we saw were people coming together to help one another. Even the brother who did the interview, he is a local activist in Chicago, and he wanted it to be known and seen that these two women connected, right? One having set the other free. There was definitely, I saw someone say this in the chat, and many of us have been saying this as well, that there was definitely some divine intervention in this whole thing. Some divine intervention. If you can't, as someone else actually said, if you can't see the hand of the Most High in this, then something is off in your spirit. The Most High definitely, come on now, the Most High definitely worked in this situation. Okay, not just the Most High, but it seems like the host of heaven, everyone came together to bring about the outcome that we see. I find it very interesting, and I pray that the Most High will heal the hearts and the minds of this family, the son, the mother, the rest of the children, the rest of their family, and keep them safe. But it seems as though the Most High wanted to make a very obvious point with this. Whether you see it or not, whether you agree with it or not, there was a point made with this. That young man had to be the one to end the life of another man. He will have to live with those devastating effects for the rest of his life. But if the Most High gives him the strength, in which we pray that he will, that right there, that right there was what a hero does. Now, I understand what some people are saying about what the word hero means. Y'all know what we mean. This is why we say, let the words of our mouth and the meditation of our heart be acceptable in thy sight. Whatever the equivalent word for hero is, that's what that young man is. He is truly a real warrior. He did what our ancient ancestors would have done. Y'all saw what happened when the men of Shechem, I believe it was, correct me if I'm wrong, someone in the chat, when they did what they did to our four-sister Dinah. Remember that. Our brothers, they handled their business and they took care of that situation. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's right, brother Derek Hall. When Yah is for you, who can be against you? And see, you have religious folk who think that the Most High only moves on behalf of religious folks. I don't know what her spiritual background is. I don't know. But I do know this, that the Most High intervened. Okay? The Most High intervened. That's right, Ms. E.B. They tore the whole town for our sister Dinah. They tore the whole town down for our four sister Dinah. Now someone says street don't care about none of that, but hey, the Most High does. The Most High showed his hand in this situation, right? And if the street don't care about it, they can't get to this woman unless the Most High allows it. The Most High gave her the victory in this situation, and I think family members and anybody who's trying to threaten this woman and her son, I think they better back off on this one. I think they better just leave this woman alone. Leave her alone. Leave her son alone. Leave the witness alone. The witness did what she had to do because she said, I'm not going to sit here and let the media drag this lady the way they have. I'm not going to sit here knowing that I have the video to set her free. I'm not going to sit here and let them paint her out to be what they were trying to paint her out to be. You see? And her son. Because the information that they were putting out there, I'm still trying to figure out, where did it come from? Where did they get it done? Like Sister Yafa says, yes, back down before Yah lays you down. Again, I just don't understand. I just don't understand how the family of that man could come out in the way that they have, coming after this woman when she was the one that was a victim in this. Sister Patty says the streets better take several seats. The Father runs this. The Most High had his... if you can't see it, I agree, and I echo what someone in the chat said. If you can't see the hand of Yah in this, I just don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. Because the Most High, this woman from her own testimony, she says she usually don't do this kind of thing. She usually don't try to record nothing. But the Most High made it to where she got just enough very important information. Just enough, y'all, to make this thing work out. The reason why I say just enough, because notice she said that in all of the scuffling, she was knocked to the ground. But she got out just enough information. Enough video, should I say, so that everyone could see what was going on. Wow. And I thank the Most High. I thank the Most High for this one. I'm so glad that so many of us are covering this. A lot of people are covering from a number of different perspectives. You have some people who are against the sister, but you have more for her than against her. The only ones who are against her are people who just don't have no type of fear of the Most High whatsoever. Those are the ones who are against this woman. But anyone who sees and knows how the Most High and his power works, you are gladly speaking out on behalf of this woman and her amazing son. This witness said some amazing things about that son. And even the man who interviewed them, he said the young man was in the room at the time of the interview, but he didn't want to put him on camera. But he said that is an amazing young man. An amazing young man. And for all of these dudes who are on the internet blowing up their channels, trying to paint this young man out to be something, trying to paint his mother out to be something. And for those of you who say that it was the mother who put him in this situation, you all are out of your mind and you ain't seeing clear. She didn't put him through anything. I'm so glad that the details were brought out that this woman the whole time was very respectful towards Jeremy Brown. He is the one who came undone and unhinged. He is the one who set this in motion. Let me correct that. The Most High set this in motion, and the host of heaven all set this in motion because it was time for Jeremy to leave the earth. And so the stage was set. The Most High had to use the innocence of this child. I know you all may not understand it, but everything had to happen the way it happened. It is what it is, y'all. There's nothing happening on this earth that the Most High is not fully aware of. But that meeting in heaven, when the gavel dropped, was that it was time for him to leave. Kim C says, woe unto them that call good evil and evil good. Lucy Sky says, Jeremy's actions caused his demise. A lot of dudes are saying that if the woman had just shut her mouth, then maybe none of this would have happened. Instead of saying that if the dude had just been more mature and functioned like a real man and not like a brute beast. As a matter of fact, let me pull that scripture up. J. Lisa says, Yahuwah stands for justice and truth. He ain't playing. John Howell, I have no idea. All I know, you're asking about the gun. All I know is that the Most High handled this situation. Okay. I'm going to pull up the scripture that talks about brute beast. Okay. Oh my goodness. My. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna read this. So it says, but these as natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed speak evil of things they don't understand and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. That is 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 12. I'm going to read that again. It says, but these as natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed speak evil of the things that they understand not and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. It was brought out too that this dude had a history. He had a history of this very same thing. It was brought out too that he had set a woman's house on fire, y'all. And yet you got folk trying to pass along the narrative that he was the victim. The Most High did not just exposing of that man and his wickedness, but he also gave a stamp, a seal proving that this news media is wicked. Like the sister who filmed this, the witness, she said fake news. Tiff in the chat says he was a plague upon the community. Absolutely. Someone has shared images of the house of a woman's house that he had burned. And yet you have dudes all up and down these internet streets trying to make it seem like if she had done something differently, maybe this wouldn't have happened. What do you think now that it's been brought out that the witness says that this woman was very respectful? And here's the rest of the story for those of you who just don't get it. It's kind of tripped out, but I kind of figured it out. But before I saw this interview and in one of my recent videos, I actually said, it sounds to me like this woman was in line dealing with an order because he said, woman, get your food. And this witness corroborated that she was there handling a situation with her food, and he felt like she was taking up too much time in the line. This is why she instructed her son to go back to the car. She didn't say go and get nothing. She just told him to go back to the car. And as she stated, she said she did not want to see him She did not want him to see this exchange. Amazing. That's right, El Mackey. This was divine intervention. Divine intervention. She didn't want her son. She felt like things were getting out of hand. She didn't want her son to see it. But the Most High gave that son the presence of mind. See, some people will say he disobeyed his mother, but the Most High gave him presence of mind to stand there in the door anyway. Someone called him, I forget what was said about him in the chat, but I had mentioned it in a previous broadcast where they called him like an angel of justice or something like that. The Most High had him stand there. He didn't immediately respond to his mother. He stood there and watched this guy. And when this thing broke off, he was there as an angel of justice to carry out. Patty Brown, yes, earthly angel. Vihanna says his spirit told him to stay and protect. It's like that meeting in heaven spilled down into earth. And so you had players in heaven who says, we're going to go down and we're going to trouble the waters because the time is now for Jeremy to exit the earth. The gavel hit the table. And so the spirits stirred up the environment. The spirits stirred up the environment. If you can just envision this rage that was already existent in this man who his family held as a hero, calling him the knockout king, praising him for being a brute beast. The Most High says, I'm going to take him from you. He's going to be taken from the earth. And so he stirred up the environment in that place that day. And the earth angel was commissioned by the angel of death to take this man out. I'm just trying to bring some understanding to those of you who don't know. Okay? This is not meant to be insensitive, but some things have to be said, family. Whenever there is a loss of life, it is definitely tragic. But you all have to understand some things need to be said from a spiritual standpoint. Everyone wants to handle things from a natural standpoint. And as a matter of fact, folk believe that folk are owed some type of respect. Spook TV said both sides were wrong. See, a lot of times men, they don't want to admit that a man is wrong, so they'll say both sides is wrong. Spook TV media, you have no evidence that the woman did anything wrong. The witness said that she was very respectful towards him. She had a right to get her order together. He didn't have to say nothing to her. So you are wrong to say both sides were wrong. She did nothing wrong. She was protecting her son. For all of those who say that she was not, she was protecting her son. She had a right, just like he had a right there, to be there getting food. Now, and let me tell you something. If someone gets your order wrong, are you just going to walk out the door? She wasn't arguing. Now you say she was arguing. The witness said she was not arguing. She was standing there very calm. And she was only explaining. The witness, did you hear what the witness said? Come back and look at this video later. The witness said that she was not arguing with him. That she was only explaining to him that she was trying to get her order right. We saw the videotape. We saw what the witness said. The witness said, so you see, you're looking at a 49-second tape. Or, no, I'm sorry, I don't even know if it was that long. You're looking at a very few seconds. And all you really heard the woman say was told her son to go get in the car. And the witness said that she went on to explain to the man that she was trying to get her order straight. Okay, if you can't see that as him being the only wicked one in this situation, I don't know what to say to you. Tiff says the wicked don't want to understand. It's not arguing with the man if you explaining to him. He's a person and he's trying to get you out of line. He was unhinged. And I guess she thought she could talk to him by explaining to him that they messed her order up and she's trying to get it straight. That's not arguing. Okay, this ain't got nothing to do from an investigative angle or an emotional one. If you are investigating, come on now, let's be realistic here. You said you're looking at it from an investigative angle, not from an emotional one. Come on now. Investigative would look at what a witness says. An investigator would not just look at a few words that she said, in which most of the words were, son, go get in the car. So don't bring that investigative stuff, because that ain't gonna fly over here. Because if you're investigating, you're gonna look at what witnesses have to say too. In which in this case, the witness said she was very calm and respectful towards him. That's right. Lucy Sky says if you investigate, you will see that he was wrong. Okay, you said an investigator will look at everything. Okay, I see right now that you just want this woman to be wrong in something. Hey, and get this. Tiff says a real investigator. I added the real part. She said an investigator dropped all charges. Bravo, Tiff. Bravo. Come on now. If you want to throw that word investigate out there, use it right. Because the real investigators dropped the charges after they saw the evidence. And see, you must be going off you said both. Okay, she did nothing wrong. If you an investigator, you would see that. That's why the real investigators dropped it. Charges dropped. She did nothing wrong. You can't point. As a matter of fact, tell me what she did wrong. Since we talking, tell me what she did wrong. And you can't use that he's a man and she should have shut her mouth. What did she do wrong? Tell me what she did wrong. I'll wait. Can't nobody tell me anything that this woman did wrong. Someone said, Monster Criley said she saw a similar video with an Asian store getting robbed, and the 14-year-old did the same thing and nothing happened to him. And the internet didn't go crazy over it. The store and the internet said nothing. Okay, so Spook TV says she instigated the situation. How? What do you mean instigate? So instigate. She instigated the situation by instructing her son to go, because what we heard her say was, son, go get in the car. So tell me how she instigated it. See that? Oh, okay. I'm finished with that part. I can't. She was not arguing. Oh my goodness. Black World TV, I get what you're saying, but sometimes the troll, in this case, this troll is making the conversation a little more interesting, okay? Because he's exposing the ignorance that's floating out here in the world. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. And look, the witness told us, like Von Elah says, the witness told us that she didn't instigate. He told us that she was calm. Yes. Oh my goodness. This is the problem with our people, y'all. This is the problem. Our people cannot, some of our people, I'm going to say some of our people because many of you understand. Some of our people just don't want to see, right? The Bible says, woe unto you who call good evil and evil good. This woman did nothing wrong. And all of the evidence showed that. To say that she instigated. So apparently there are those who think that if a woman talks when a man says shut up, she's instigating something. Especially in her case, she stood there very calm. You see how her arms were folded in front of her? Her arms weren't flailing. Her neck wasn't rolling. None of that was happening. She was standing there calmly. witnesses corroborate that. So how did she instigate anything? She did no such thing. I thank the Most High for the outcome of this. I thank him that this woman and her son were set free. And it's unfortunate that some of our people will never get this because of their disdain for black women. Because of their disdain for black women. That's all this has something to do with, for those who cannot admit that she did nothing wrong. For those who want to say, many people are putting out a narrative that this woman put her son in danger. Oh my goodness. You are not a fair and righteous judge at all. It trips me out that in cases where the Most High judges, that people still refuse to admit. So Bobby says, I sometimes do wonder if folk just be trolling just to get some attention, because he says they act like black women are God and control everything. Tragic state of affairs. Oh my goodness. Do that sound like a troll to y'all? Because this is unbelievable. Who acts like black women are God and controls everything? Didn't y'all see us sit up here and say that the Most High controlled this whole thing? Oh my goodness. Brother Jeremy, thank you. Brother Jeremy says he has some bad spirits on him that caused him to lash out and unfortunately lost his life. It was Jeremy's time. That's right. It was his time. That meeting in heaven said it was his time. Oh my goodness. I definitely want us to continue to pray that the Most High will get our people's minds together. Okay. Yeah, that's one. Now, everyone has that appointment. Everyone has that appointment. We know this. But sometimes the appointment comes in a certain way. And I try to be mindful of these things when I speak to you all. I want you all to be very, very mindful of how the Most High works. It's not like many think. People have a wrong misperception about how the Most High does things. I thought it was interesting how, too, a lot of people are putting out not videos, but images of Jeremy on the stairway to heaven with angels' wings and things of that nature. Why? How? Our people need to understand that the Most High is not some game to be played. You can't just, when a person does something wicked and is judged in front of the whole earth, you can't just say that they're going to be on a stairway to heaven or throw pictures out here like that. Now, I like the question that Lucy Sky asked. She asked, what would you say if he had beat her to death? See, now, I know what a lot of these brothers that, let me read Bobby Jefferson's comment here. I'm going to say something. Remind me, y'all, if I don't come back to it. I was going to say something about what some of these brothers would say if he had beat her to death. But Bobby says he is in support of black women. That's what he meant, the way they keep directing blame at the black woman. Okay, so thank you for clarifying that. I think the way it was explained just was kind of threw me off a little bit when they say black women is God. Okay. It kind of threw me off a little bit, but thank you for coming back to clarify your position on that, Bobby. But again, a lot of these brothers would have still blamed her if he had beat her to death, right? They would have said if she had just shut her mouth, then she would still be alive, right? You know how I know? Because I've done broadcasts before where a man, or dude, should I say, has done something to a woman, okay? And they would justify it, saying that she should have walked away. She should have been quiet. She shouldn't have been in his face. She shouldn't have did this. She shouldn't have did that. Instead of dealing with the fact that he did the deed that he did. Wow. That's really sad when you just can't admit that this dude was wrong. Very, very sad. They don't have a right to get into some woman's face who, I'm going to say this, who's not his wife, don't know him, anything. But of course, they don't have a right to get in no woman's face like that, trying to get her to be quiet or anything, and thinking you can lay hands on them. It was like this daughter of Zion was obviously protected, because it looked like a 3-strike to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay? When I say 3-strike, listen. I saw 1 swing, 2 swing. It looks like on the 3rd swing is when the first bullet got him. It was like 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. Nilante in the chat says the Testament of Solomon has an interesting story. It is concerning the death of a young man. Supposedly the demons know when it's time for someone to die, and they take part in it. This is why these old, listen y'all, this is why these Old Testament and these old books, these missing books, are very important, because they give details. You see that? This corroborates what we have been talking about. He says the demons know when it's time for someone to die, and they take part in it, because it goes back to what we're talking about with that meeting in heaven. Ain't that something? Because they can't move without the Most High's authority. These spirits cannot move without his authority. They can't just go throughout the earth doing what they want to do. Even Hashatan, the devil, Satan, even he goes about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Meaning, seeking whom he has permission to devour. It's by permission. By permission. So spirits and demons, they sit back and they are waiting for who the Most High gives them permission to move on. Wow. Monster Criley said people just don't know that they saw Yah at work in that video. It is amazing, because even this witness on the right here, even this young woman said she don't usually film stuff. She said she wasn't even supposed to be there. Did y'all hear when she was talking about that? She said if her brother had came to get her, come on now, the spirits, listen y'all, the spirits even put it in her brother's mind not to come and pick her up. She said because if he had come to pick her up, she would not have been there to record this. It's like the Most High detoured her. This is mind-blowing stuff to me. It's mind-blowing. I already know about these things, but it's mind-blowing to me to see the Most High working so clearly in this, and folk don't get it. Alexandria says, Yahuwah has always used the small to bring down the mighty. That little boy took on the spirit of judgment. Someone in one of my previous chats said that it was like David, the little lad, y'all, the little boy slaying the giant. Alex 2010 says the Most High is judging swiftly these days. Folks better get themselves in order. Absolutely. Loves Yah says this was divine intervention. Flora Turner says anyone who has a problem with this situation, you take it up with the Most High. The Most High used this situation as a warning. Wow. And Miss Eby said, as she's the one who said that about David. Thank you so much, Miss Eby. That this was like David slaying the giant. Jeremiah White, thank you, brother. He says some men have a false sense of control, thinking they are above others and they can do what they want to anyone. That's right, because it's not just to women. They even do this to some of their own brothers. That's right, Brother Bobby says the bar is being raised. We got to do better. Absolutely. We got to do better, y'all. As we have got to do better, because judgment does begin with the house of Yah. It does begin with his people. And we ain't got time to be out here messing around trying to see what the Most High will do. We all need to pray and ask the Most High for his mercy and his forgiveness and tell him to straighten us out. Wow. Abba Yah. We thank you for opening up our eyes so we can see spiritually what is happening, not just in this situation, but in so many others. But this one is a very, very powerful example. Anonymous professor says this was surely a warning to these drill rap thugs. This should be a wake-up call for us to start loving and honoring each other. Absolutely. And yes, I agree that this should be a wake-up call to these dudes who think that they can keep laying their hands on these women. As I mentioned in a previous broadcast, y'all, as I mentioned, a lot of these dudes, they grow up, they grow old. And when it's time for them to draw their last breath, many of them do not have anyone by their side. No family, no one coming to claim the body. That right there is enough to take heed. Lauren Nicole says, let's bring back being our brothers and sisters' keeper. Ms. Evie says, let's bring back black excellence, doing positive work in our communities. And now, when we say being our brother's keeper, we don't mean, listen, y'all, we don't mean that stuff about snitches get stitches, where you see somebody doing wrong and you're going to cover it up for them. We ain't talking about none of that kind of stuff. I wanted to clarify that. Atala says, stop abusing your natural counterparts and get delivered. Brother Raphael pointed out that men been killing men since the beginning. Wow. So listen, family, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I really didn't intend on being here this long. On this broadcast, but I really got into it. I felt so much joy, y'all. I don't know if y'all felt the way I did when I got the message from the sister who shared it with me. I believe it was Sister Sharice who shared with me that the charges were dropped. I don't know this woman. I don't know her son. I don't know the witness. But an overwhelming sense of joy came into my body when I got that message. Some things you just know are the hand of Yah. Some things you just know. You see it. You feel it. Some things you just know. It is what it is, y'all. Now, again, I want to say this for those who will say, well, did you know this? Did you know that? Sometimes the Most High will move on people. He says, I reign on the just and the unjust. Sometimes he will move on people or move in a situation, even if a person is not a follower, a believer, or whatever. I don't know what her spiritual situation is. I don't know anything about that. But the Most High, his ways are past our finding out. Again, this whole thing has the hand of Yah on it. Even if some of you can't see what it is, even if we don't know what her religious background is, she is still a daughter of Zion. Her son is still a man of Judah. And it was probably that meeting in heaven that took place concerning Mr. Brown. Y'all hear what I'm saying? And that honor roll student had to be the one. He had to be the one. It was determined, y'all, before the beginning of time, that that young man, that warrior young man, was going to be the one to carry out the judgment of the Most High Yah against Jeremy. That's it. Period. Point blank. Oh my goodness. When you really, really sit back and you analyze the things that are happening in the world today, I'm telling you, it's getting more and more real. It's feeling more and more real. Okay. More and more real, family. I'm done. Enjoy the rest of your day. We hope you liked today's topic. Please leave your comments below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, share it like this video, and with that, we're out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.